Now, Poppy, we've said we'll try and give as many sports in South Australia a chance on this show as we can. Women's boxing. We've been very fortunate. Bianca Williams and Kylie Schumacher have come in and joined us. Thanks for coming in, ladies.
You're welcome.
I actually find it quite sexy, women boxing. Is that right? I mean, I actually do. I think it's. I really like it. I actually really I love boxing, but women. I do. I love boxing, but women's boxing is actually. I enjoy watching it. We're going to show some highlights.
All right, is there one sport involving women that you don't find sexy?
No, there's not. Just off the top, synchronised swimming.
Synchronised swimming.
But other than that,
and we'd love to talk about that. Let's go to Bianca first, because you're the boxer in this group at the moment. We'll get to the umpires and the administrator and all that afterwards. How long have you been boxing?
About 2.5 years.
Okay, how'd you get into it?
Through my husband. He started going to the local club now. He's one of the head trainers, head coaches, so just followed him and, yeah.
All right, women in boxing, it's one of those sports that people say, I don't want to be a boxer because I'll get my nose broken, I'll get all these problems.
Well, yeah, perfect.
Exactly right. So no injuries in 2.5 years?
No.
No?
No.
Knockout punches? Have you delivered a few? Not to your husband, I mean in the ring.
No knockouts. But
No knockouts?
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the inhibiting factors of women getting involved is the possibility that they might get hurt. The fact is, from a fitness point of view, you probably cannot get a better sport. It's pretty demanding, I'd imagine, to be a part of. Just take us through what maybe a normal boxing session might look like.
A normal boxing session would be your warm-ups and maybe your partner work, pad work, working the bags, conditioning, strength and conditioning, core work.
Got a little bit of footage here now, Kylie. I mean, this would be just a sparring session, a practice session?
Yep. So this would be more your skills and tactics training sort of sparring. So it's not competitive style training, sparring. They're both just going through what they would learn in their partner work. Mainly focused on defence, footwork.
So to liken it to, say, football, it's like just doing a warm-up before you actually start the real stuff. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Just going through the motions, just feeling comfortable. And I think, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that's your daughter there, but she's represented Australia. So there's opportunity to take what is, a great foundation to be fit, but it's take it to the level that you can actually represent your country. And,
absolutely.
And this year's quite a unique year as well, as we look at some more competitive fighting going on.
Yeah, so this is your competitive boxing, and we are the governing body for the Olympic Games. So like South Australia is the governing body for it.
Yes.
First time for women's boxing in Rio. First time for women's boxing in Rio. Pretty exciting.
Yeah. We've got one female from South Australia going. Sorry, not South Australia, from Australia going over to represent them.
Bianca, the headgear, I notice, and there's a lot of talk in footy now, and most people understand footy, so it's easy to relate it to that. They're saying whether the helmets are beneficial or not beneficial. In boxing, are they an annoyance, or you're comfortable that you've got them?
I think we just get used to it. You get used to it. Always sparring, you've got headgear on, so it's just one of those things. It can be a bit fiddly, moves around a lot.
Do you ever box in the ring without it, or they don't allow it? No training ever allowed it, and it never comes off, so no, always
mouth
pretty
guard,
safe.
head guard.
Yeah, when you watch that footage there, you see a few blows going to the head, and there's always that talk. I mean, of course, there's been a lot of talk about boxing this week with the passing of the great Muhammad Ali. Yeah. Do you ever feel that you're in danger in the ring, or you think because you've had the proper coaching, you've got the skills, everything's okay?
No, never feel like I'm in danger. That's what my coaches are there in the corner for, the refs. If they feel that, it needs to be stopped, they'll always stop it, but no. You wouldn't get in there if you felt like you're in danger.
Kylie, you're an umpire. I mean, do you...
referee.
I'm a judge. I don't referee yet. Eventually I'll referee, but yes.
When you're sitting there watching it, has there ever been a time when you thought they need to stop it? Or you've gone, no, it's okay?
No, there hasn't been. The referees have it all under control. It's very sanctioned, especially with the novice boxers. If the boxers are struggling or look like they need to have a rest, or their defence is not keeping up, then they will give them an 8 count. It's very, very strict with watching the boxers' health. We've got a huge duty of care in there, and the boxers
that's what I'm interested in. Because again, if I'm a parent watching that, and I'm saying, "Well, I want my daughter to do that," you kind of watch that footage, and you're kind of a little bit reluctant. But I keep coming back to hearing the training, the preparation. So, and 2.5 years without an injury, there's not a lot of sports that you can compete in 2.5 years and not get injured in.
You know what? You'd have more injuries in things like netball and basketball and gymnastics than you would have in boxing. I've got no doubt about that.
So there's a perception, isn't there?
Yes, absolutely. We have most of our injuries are from kids that have come in from football training or basketball or well, not swimming so much, but just your team sports.
Yeah.
Because they're not conditioned to take what's unexpected, what's coming unexpectedly. Whereas boxing, you expect it.
Yeah. Now you've got some support from government over the next 3 years, which is always very much appreciated, I'm sure. And sponsors, I guess you're always looking for them, but
always looking for sponsors.
which is great for the sport.
Yeah, we have Sting on board that sponsor us for our state national state teams.
Are these tracksuit tops?
So this is for the officials, for the R&Js that go.
Yes.
And then the Sting sponsor the competition gear, so the red and blue competition gear for all the boxers.
Yes.
And the uniform as well. So that's a great help.
And I wouldn't have thought, if you compare, say, getting involved in boxing as a female, let's say, but as anybody, I wouldn't have thought the costs in comparison to other sports would be anywhere near what you're up for. For instance, you get kids involved in football now, you're up for $500-600 before you get a look in.
Yeah, it is. It does seem to be money.
Yeah.
To register as a boxer, to fly interstate, if you have to go to state fights, to get people in to help support them.
Sure.
The main expense is to the tournaments themselves, just like it's really like to have doctors and your officials and your security. And
are you happy for people just to get involved in the sport of boxing, or is part of your charter to say, hey, listen, we want you to actually fight?
No, they don't have to fight.
Yeah.
It would be great to have more people come on board just to be officials or judges or just volunteers for helping put tournaments together.
Okay.
What about if they just want to come and practice? They actually don't want to participate. They just want to get involved for a fitness point of view. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very beneficial for competitive training as such without getting into the ring.
Turn up, Bianca, give you a few jabs and then off you go.
Yeah, just quickly because we have to go.
Very
If they
beneficial.
want to get involved, what would be the best way right now? If I was sitting at home watching this, how would I get in contact to get
You would go to your famous Google and go to the Boxing SA website. If you go under clubs, then you'll find a club that's closest to where you live and then ring that club. Otherwise, you just contact Kylie Schumacher, myself, and I will guide you based on where you live, how old you are, what you're after, the type of training you're after, and then I can suggest and recommend the best club for you to go to.
All right, thanks for coming in. Get on that website, Google up Boxing SA, go to clubs and find out. Go and have a look. Don't be put off by perception because it's not really what goes on.